YouTube, how's it going? Welcome back to Paul's Wrath. My name is JD, and today we're continuing with our series of Figure the Best of Every Type in Generation 1. We played through with all the types except for 3. We got the Water and Normal type coming out in a couple months. That's going to be very exciting, but today we're going to kick off the Psychic type challenge with the Pokemon that I think we can all agree is one of the most powerful Pokemon ever. It's definitely the most powerful Pokemon in this generation, but we still got to do the playthrough, and that Pokemon is Mewtwo. Mewtwo comes in with some amazing stats. HP is 106, Attack is 110, Defense is 90, Speed is 130, and Special is 154. In Generation 1, Special is also your offensive and defensive stat. So that's why this Pokemon is such a powerhouse in Generation 1. It has through-the-roof special on the attack and defensive side. I mean, honestly, we shouldn't use physical moves with this Pokemon, but there is a couple examples where we will need to. Let's dive into this playthrough. The first battle of the game is against our rival. Rival's name is Like and Sub as per tradition. And it really doesn't matter what Pokemon we gave him. I just selected one because Bulbasaur, yeah, we have a Psychic move to take out Bulbasaur. But Charmander, we're going to get Bubble Beam eventually. And we're also going to get Thunderbolt for Charizard. And if it has Squirtle, we're going to get Thunderbolt as well for Squirtle. And you'd think maybe, oh, well, if that's the case, then the rival would have an Executor that's harder. No, we're going to have Ice Beam, so it doesn't really matter. The rival's Pokemon really is inconsequential. Our second rival battle, if you blink, you'll miss it. But we knock out his first Pokemon. It was a Pidgey, and his second Pokemon was a Bulbasaur. We take no damage at all, and we just obliterate our rival in both these first two battles. And now we move on to the Bug Forest. We get a couple extra levels while we talk about this Pokemon. The biggest hindrance for this Pokemon is its level up rate. We're in a slow level up rate. It makes sense. This is a legendary Pokemon, and we don't really, not something that concerns us. We could be 10 levels lower in this Pokemon and still be pretty effective throughout the course of the game. And we also critical hit a lot with this Pokemon. In Generation 1, critical hit goes off your speed stat, and because our speed stat's so high, we critical hit 25.39% of the time. It means 1 out of every 4 moves we do is going to critical hit. And the last thing I want to talk about with this Pokemon is our move pool. We start off Confusion, Disable, Swift, and Psychic. We will get no more moves via level up. Not because we don't get any more moves via level, but because we will not get to the level that gets us any of these moves. A lot of these moves that we get via level up are skewed from level 63 and on. And right now we're facing a Million Light Years trainer. We obliterate him with 2 moves and move right on to Brock. We're at 2 minutes and 35 seconds as we start this battle, and we're going to obliterate Brock as well. These Pokemon have very low special, so 1 shot with Psychic and 1 shot with Psychic. Very easy battle, super easy, barely an inconvenience. We beat Brock, and right now we're going at a breakneck pace. There is only one way this battle can go any faster, and we'll talk about that when we do the optimized playthrough later in this month. But we're going to one-shot the Primer. We're in, where we're at right now, we're in the Super Duper Nerd in Mount Moon, and we're obliterating his team with 1 hits across the board. We're going to go and grab the Dome Fossil. All hail the Dome Fossil. I know if I didn't tell you, you're going to ask. Actually, I think we're going to ask. Comments are great for the YouTube algorithm. Shout out to Mah-Dry-Bread. And now we're going to move right into our battle against Misty at 6 minutes and 43 seconds. Starts out with Staryu. We're going for Psychic on the Staryu. It's a 1-shot. Starmie will not be a 1-shot with Psychic because Starmie's a Water Psychic Pokemon, so it's a little bit of a resistance there. So we're going for Swift, and we're just going to mix in a Psychic there, and we're going to outpace. It's not going to do that much damage to us because our special's so high. We get a knockout, get the win over Misty. We will add Bubble Beam as a move because adding Bubble Beam as a move gives us a lot more versatility. Disable is absolutely worthless in a solo play. I don't think I've ever really used it except for maybe the Brock battle for some Pokemon. It helps a little bit, but overall it just does not help at all. And now we're entering our third rival battle at 7 minutes and 30 seconds. We're going at, like I said, a very fast pace. And we're going to go for Psychic on the Pidgeotto. It's a 1-shot. We're going to go for Swift on the Abra. It's a 1-shot as well. Are we going to continue that trend of 1-shots with Confusion? We are. And then Bulbasaur comes out. Confusion's a 1-shot on the Bulbasaur. Very good. Get a very easy win over our third rival. I'm going to move right on to the SSN, and this is where we're going to pick up really our only physical move, and I wasn't quite sure where I was, so that's why the maneuvering there was weird. We're going to go ahead and hit Confusion on this Nidoran male, and now we're going to go ahead and grab Body Slam. Body Slam, it really is not a move this Pokemon absolutely needs, but we do come across other Psychic Pokemon that are resistant to Psychic moves, so having a good physical move is why we would do this. Psychic on the Pidgeotto, we're in our fourth rival battle. Confusion on the Eradicate, very good. Kadabra comes out, Body Slam. See, there's a good use for Body Slam. And then Confusion on the Ivysaur. So we get a very easy win over rival number 4 on the SSN, and we move right on to Lieutenant Surge. Lieutenant Surge, not going to face any trainers in his gym. We're going to right for him, and he can't do much to us. We're going to obliterate him. We're at level 24. Honestly, we're keeping pretty good level pace with this playthrough. I usually have a strategy where I add rare candies as we get them throughout the course of the game when it comes to slow level up Pokemon. I might do that in the second round. But right now, we're pacing pretty well. We're not over-leveled, we're not under-leveled, we're just right. And now we're facing the Boomer the Hiker. He has 3 rock Pokemon. He has Geodude, and Graveler, and Water Gun will one-shot every single one of them, making him a complete non-factor in this playthrough. And I don't usually show this, but we were flying through the game at this point. We're at 15 minutes about to head out of Rock Tunnel. And now I'm going to show this last trainer here. And her name is the Junior Trainer F's. Junior Trainer F, that's really her name. Okay, Meow, Oddish, and Pidgey. Not going to be a problem. We're going to obliterate them and move right on to Celadon City. Now that we're in Celadon City, we waste no time and go ahead and take on Eggsceptional. She is a grass specialist. While we're doing these battles in here really quick, make sure we like this video, make sure we comment on the video. Both those things help out the algorithm immensely, get more people watching these videos, get it out to more people, etc., etc. And also, please make sure you're subscribing to this channel. Subscribing tells me and YouTube you're willing to come back and watch my videos. Had a lot of subscribers lately. It's been very good momentum. I want to keep that going. So all good vibes there. And right now we are taking on this Weeping Bell, a Gloom, and an Ivysaur. Like I said, we obliterate this gym. And we don't have Confusion anymore. This would be a lot better if we had Confusion because we have more power points. But we only have 5 more power points with Psychic, and I don't want to get stuck with Erica and have to beat her with Thunderbolt or Bubble Beam, some moves that aren't effective at all. But now we're taking on Erica, and we have 5 Psychics left. Psychic number 1 will knock out the Victory Bell, very good. Tenkla is not weak to Psychic, so okay, that's why we hung on to it. And now we're going to need another Psychic, very good. And we have 2 Psychics left to take out the Vileplume. Extremely good. We were poisoned in that battle, and there's actually strategically a reason for that. The reason why you stay poisoned is if you're poisoned, you can't get put to sleep or paralyzed because you can't get another affliction. But now we move on to Giovanni number 1. 1 Avani, and now we're going to go for Bubble Beam on his Pokemon. 1 shot on the Onix, 1 shot on the Rhyhorn, and Kangaskdan should just switch to Psychic. It's a 1 shot, very good. We obliterate Giovanni number 1. He goes, I'm Batman, and vanishes. We grab a Silph Scope, we grab a Super Potion, and we head on to Pokemon Tower to take on our rival one more time. And this is our 5th rival battle. He comes out the Pidgeotto. Thunderbolt is a 1 shot on the Pidgeotto. Thunderbolt's a 1 shot on the Gyarados. Growlithe comes out. We have Bubble Beam for Growlithe. Very good. Oh, Thunderbolt still does the same thing, so we're good there. Body Slam on the Kadabra, and Ivysaur comes out. Psychic will 1 shot the Ivysaur. Like I said, our rivals' Pokemon are really inconsequential because we have something for everyone with this Pokemon. And that leads us right into our next gym leader, Koga. Koga is the Poison's gym leader, and he leads out with a Coughing. This will be a complete and utter just butt whooping. 1 shot on the Coughing, 1 shot on the Muck, 1 shot on the Coughing again, and then Wheezing. It will not get a chance to self-destruct. Wouldn't matter either way, still knock it out. We knock it out. We are actually down 7 levels to that Pokemon and still 1 shot. I told you we can be way lower level in this game and still obliterate what's in our path as long as we pick the right move. And here we go, saving in front of Blaine. Blaine is the Fire Specialist, and he leads out with a Growlithe. Growlithe comes out, we got Bubble Beam, and we should just go right to Bubble Beam and 1 shot. Psychic will probably 1 shot across the board as well. I think we'll just stick with Psychic. We're going to have to heal after this anyway because we're going to have to do a Silphco. Psychic on the Rapidash, not a 2 shot, but it's or not a 1 shot, but it's a 2 shot. And Arcanine comes out, it's a Psychic, it's a 2 hit. Is he going to heal? He's not going to heal. Pretty easy win over Blaine. And with that being said, we're going to leave here and go right into our next rival battle in Silphco, rival number 6. And he leads out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot or Pidgeot? It's Pidgeot, okay. Thunderbolt will 1 shot the Pidgeot, very good. And Gyarados comes out, Thunderbolt on the Gyarados, very good. Growlithe comes out. Growlithe's going to be a 1 shot with Psychic, very good. Alakazam comes out. And this one actually bothers me a little bit that it was not a 1 shot. We have a really high attack stat, he has a really low defense, and we don't 1 shot him with Body Slam. That really kind of concerns me. I don't understand that. I think there's a glitch in the game when it comes to this. But I've had weaker Pokemon use Body Slam in that battle and obliterate Alakazam. I just don't understand that. But I digress. Now we're facing 2 Avani, and 2 Avani's go down to 1 Psychic on the Nidorino, 1 Psychic on the Kangaskdan, 1 Psychic on the Rhyhorn, and 1 Psychic on the Nidoqueen. Clean sweep. Don't take any damage. Super easy. Fairly inconvenience. So we're going to leave here. I'm going to go on this thing right here. And we're going to land right in front of Sabrina. Sabrina and her whip. She is a Psychic Specialist. She would probably do very well in this challenge. But she leads out with a Kadabra. I'm going to go for Body Slam with the Kadabra on the Kadabra. Very good. And Mr. Mime. Body Slam is a 2 hit on the Mr. Mime. Very good. And then Venomoth comes out. Body Slams are gone for probably Psychic there. Would have been more effective. I digress. Body Slam on the Alakazam again. I don't understand why it's not a 1 shot. Alakazam's very frail, but it is a 1 shot nonetheless. We get the knockout, get the win over Sabrina and her whip. And that leads us right into our final gym leader. Final gym leader of the game, the 8th gym leader, 3 Avani, and he's going to lead out with a Rhyhorn. This is the ground specialist. That's what he is. This is the gym leader for the ground type. And Rhyhorn goes down to 1 Bubble Beam. And we'll go for Psychic on the Doug Trio, and we should be able to go for Psychic on the rest of the Pokemon here and 1 shot all of them. Even though we're a couple levels lower, like I said, it doesn't matter with this Pokemon. It compensates very well by having just out of this world stats. We knock out the Rhydon, We beat Giovanni, and now we're heading right into our final rival battle of the game, the penultimate rival battle before the Elite, well, the penultimate rival battle of the game, the last rival battle before the Elite Four. And now we're going to go ahead and take on our rival. We have not substituted out Bubble Beam yet. We will in the Elite Four, and you'll see why, and for a good move, for good reason. That's a one-shot on the Pidgeot, and we have a Rhyhorn for one-shot with Bubble Beam. Thunderbolt on the Gyarados, very good. Growlithe comes out, Psychic on the Growlithe, extremely good. Alakazam comes out, is it a one-shot? It is not. We are lower level in this one, so this one makes sense, but I don't get why it's a 3-shot. I still don't get it. It's still frustrating to me. And then Psychic on the Venusaur. We get the win, and head on to the Elite Four. Now that we're at the Elite Four, we're about to go and take on Lorelei, the first member. She's the Ice Specialist, but first let's look at our stats and our moves, and then we'll dive into the actual battles in the Elite Four. We're going to obliterate the Elite Four. Don't even worry about that. The Elite Four is not even a contest for this Pokemon. Stats are as follows. Attack is 170, defense is 147, speed is 192, and special is 220. That's our out-of-battle stats. When we get in battle, we have a corresponding badge that gives a boost to all of our stats except for HP. Attack is 191, defense 165, speed is 216, and special is 247. Very fast Pokemon, very powerful Pokemon. These stats are absolutely amazing for the Elite Four. Now let's go on to the move set. We have 4 moves: Thunderbolt, Psychic, Body Slam, and Ice Beam. Ice Beam replaced Bubble Beam. It's just better for the Elite Four. It actually makes one of the Elite Four members completely obsolete because we obliterate his entire team except for one Pokemon with Ice Beam. And it's just much more useful than keeping a 60 base power water move. It's better to have a 95 base power ice move. That being said, let's go ahead and face Lorelei. Lorelei is the Ice Specialist, like I said, and she's going to lead out with a Dugong Gong Gong. And we have Thunderbolt and a very high special, so this should not be a problem at all. Thunderbolt on the Dugong, it's a one-shot, very good. Poisture comes out, it's a one-shot as well with Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt on the Slowbro, we get a crit, so we knock out the Slowbro. We'll go for Body Slam on the Jinx. We do not one-shot the Jinx. It just goes for a potion, however. And now we're going to Thunderbolt the Lapras. It's not a one-shot as well, but we get a 2-hit, and we take no damage, and we go right into our next battle against Bruno. We don't talk about Bruno very much, especially in this battle. We're not going to get through really maybe a full sentence before we obliterate Bruno. Ice Beam's a one-shot on the Onix, and we're going to Psychic the rest of the team until the Onix comes back. We'll probably just go for Psychic on the Onix as well. And we're going to one-shot the Hitmonlee, very good. Onix comes out, go for Psychic, and we're going to go for Psychic on the Hitmon, the Hitmonchamp, the Machamp. And we get the win, and we're going to move right on to Agatha. All we need here is we just need to make sure we have enough PP for Agatha. Psychic will one-shot every single member of her team. Gengar goes down to 1. Golbat goes down to 1. Haunter is going to go down to 1. If Gengar went down to 1, Haunter is definitely going down to 1 Psychic. Arbok goes down to 1 Psychic as well. And Gengar, the final Pokemon, one-hit knockout, very good. And Oko, as they say. And we're going to move right on to the next trainer, which is, again, really super easy for this Pokemon. Fairly an inconvenience. And we're going to go ahead and just give 2 or more rare candies. Always keep them because I don't like to level up in battle just in case we need the badge boost. Honestly, I could have just given all the rare candies to this Pokemon to start the Elite Four and it probably had the same outcome. It just maybe make this a little bit faster, maybe get this under 33 minutes instead of what it ends up being. And Gyarados comes out, it's a one-shot with Thunderbolt, and now we're just going to go for Ice Beam and just spam Ice Beam until we obliterate his entire team. Dragonair goes down to 1 Ice Beam, Aerodactyl goes down to 1 Ice Beam, and then Dragonite goes down to 1 Ice Beam as well. Take no damage. I don't think we've taken any damage from anyone so far in the Elite Four. And now we're going to move on to our final battle of the game. The champion, our rival, the whole kit and caboodle. We're going to go ahead and use our last rare candy. We're going to go ahead and we're going to go for an elixir. Very good. And like I said, we're not going to change up our moves. We're going to go right into this battle. And we're just going to obliterate our rival. He leads out with a Pidgeot. Pidgeot will go down to 1 Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt goes, it's Pidgeot. It's a one-shot. Very good. The only move I'm really concerned about here is Body Slam on the Alakazam, but now all of a sudden it knocks out. It was a crit, so that probably helped. Ice Beam on the Rhydon. I'd be very surprised if we don't one-shot across the board. The only Pokemon we're not going to one-shot is Arcanine. That's the only one I think we're not going to one-shot. Psychic on the Arcanine. We get a crit, so we do one-shot it, and we're obviously going to one-shot the Venusaur. So we get a breakneck pace of 34 minutes and 29 seconds. With 0 resets, this Pokemon absolutely just obliterated this game. And there's actually ways I can make this playthrough faster. In the optimized playthroughs, I have modified my rule, and there's some Pokemon that are going to benefit from this. I do got to play through again and get a 3rd playthrough in. But in the optimized or 2nd playthrough, where I take what I've learned and play, I can skip over the rival battle on the way to Victory Road in the early part of the game. I can skip that. I can use the Pokédoll glitch. There's just so many more ways I can save some time. And I think with this Pokemon, that's going to add up to an even faster time with this Pokemon. It's going to be amazing. This Pokemon just absolutely obliterates this game. I don't even think I need the rare candy in the hideout. Maybe I can stop in the hideout and get the PP up. That's probably the only reason I would stop in the game corner is to get that PP up. Maybe the rare candy. Just take 2 seconds to get the rare candy. But I don't need to face Giovanni #1. We don't need to. This Pokemon obliterated the game. Took pretty much no damage in the Elite Four at all. And we could have probably done this at probably maybe 5 levels lower. So there's definitely a ways to improve on this Pokemon. We're going to figure that out eventually, but we have a couple things coming up. First off, we got to adjust the tier list. So right now, we only have 1 Pokemon in the SS tier until today. Now we have 2 Pokemon in the SS tier. Mewtwo gets the best run time that we've had so far. There's only 2 Pokemon that are around 38 minutes, and that's Nidoking and Mewtwo. I think with the modification I just talked about, where in the optimized playthrough I can skip over a couple things, as long as it's progressing towards a faster time. I think Victory Bell will easily get under 38 minutes, same with Nidoqueen. And maybe Vileplume. I don't think Zapdos will get there, but I think there's 3 Pokemon right here that will, and I also think there's a couple of the Pokemon in this challenge that are going to get under 38 minutes as well. So that's definitely something. Mewtwo got under 38 minutes by almost more than 3 minutes. So it's definitely a huge gap there between him and Nidoking. Nidoking, I think, got it in 37 minutes and some odd seconds. I actually have the chart over here. Let me look real quick. Yeah, 37 minutes and 17 seconds. So this was not quite 3 minutes faster, but almost 3 minutes faster. And with time to spare, and Nidoking has already had his second play. Nidoking's not going to improve its time, because Nidoking really can't skip over those things and get better. The only thing it could do is maybe you can say the Pokédoll glitch. That might be the only way to speed it up just a little bit. But when it comes to Nidoking, we did have 0 resets, so maybe there is more room for improvement. I don't know. But I hope you like the new tier list, by the way. Last week I implemented a new tier list. The other tier list was good. It was just getting out of room, especially on the top, where we had all the Pokemon were in the A tier, and it was all the way to the end. And we have a lot of Pokemon coming up with the Psychic, the Water, and the Normal type challenge. And I feel like a bunch of them are going to land in the top tier, so I needed room to be able to add them to the list. I probably should make another tier called the Mewtwo tier or the God tier, where it's 35 minutes or less, and Mewtwo would be the only one in it. It's probably going to be that. I might have to do that eventually. It depends on how this plays out. But we're down to the nitty-gritty, and I'm so excited about how this is playing out, because we are getting to see all this Pokemon in their glory. There are still some Pokemon I got to play through. I still got to finish the second playthroughs on all the poison types. So there's a couple poison types that can be improved. Let me rephrase that. The poison types that were in the poison type only challenge that I did. So there's a couple Pokemon there that we have to play through again and get a better time. But when it comes to the psychic types, I feel the psychic types are going to be very top heavy. I think in the SS, S tier, maybe a few end up in the A tier, but I highly doubt anything's going to be below. Maybe 1 or 2 will get in the B tier. Maybe Starmie and Slowbro will get in the B tier, but I highly doubt anyone else's. So here's what's coming up. Next week, on Wednesday, we have a playthrough of Ursaring in Generation 2. Now, we start out as Teddiursa, so we play through, we level up normally, and just play through the game, see how well we can do. And then the following week, we're going to do an optimized playthrough with just Ursaring. We'll start out with Ursaring, we're going to have an egg move, and see how powerful this Pokemon can really be, and how well it can play through the game. One of my favorite YouTubers to watch is a YouTuber named Squidgy. He's played this Pokemon a bunch, so I think I'm going to watch his playthrough at least maybe sometime today, and just see it, just to get a little bit of a sense of where this Pokemon's going to struggle. I know it needs a quick claw because it's not very fast, and I don't like that. I think bears are actually pretty fast for as big and cumbersome creatures as they are. They're pretty fast, but I digress. It's something you got to deal with Generation 2. A lot of Pokemon are slow in Generation 2, and then next Friday we're going to be having our playthrough of Generation 1 Pokemon Blue with Alakazam. Alakazam, I think, is going to do very well. Do I think it's going to do as well as Mewtwo? I think it's going to beat Nidoking. I don't think it's going to do as well as Mewtwo. That's just my prediction. We will see. Today is Friday. It is 3:59 in the morning while I'm doing this voiceover. So just so you know what day of the week it is and what time of day it is, I woke up at 2 and go back to sleep. So I went and did my voiceover. So this is what's going on. I'm probably going to finish up here, post the video, and then start doing my playthrough of Alakazam, while I watch Squidgy to the left of me play through with Teddiursa and Ursaring. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Who do you think is going to win the Psychic type challenge? I think we know who's going to win it. Who do you think is going to come in second? Basically, everyone's fighting for second place. I think Alakazam is going to make a good case for that. And also, what do you think about Generation 2? And what do you think about Teddiursa and Ursaring? What do you think about them? I'm real excited about Generation 2. There's a lot of good stuff coming up. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to comment on this video. Really appreciate it. Have a good one, and I'll see you guys next time.